Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes is finally here. Time to give a full card predictions. We're going to go from the main event, we're going to go down to the prelims, and yeah, let's get started with the main event, which is Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes. Now, I was looking into this quite a bit, watching the fights, because I really want Dominic Reyes to win, but I'm going to have to be honest with myself here. I don't see Reyes getting it done. I don't see Reyes. Why'd I say it like that? Reyes. Like, I could see him knocking him out. I can't, but that's the way he's going to beat him. I don't see him beating him in a decision, even though he beat John Jones in a decision, but he won't be able to beat Carlos Ulberg in a decision. I know that sounds weird, but let me explain a bit. I like Dominic Reyes. We want him to win. We want him to get the belt when Ankalaev beats Pereira by boring decision again. We know we want Dominic Reyes to win. But in this sport, when do we get things that we like? When do we ever get this? Exactly, it's never happened. So, yeah, I already know this is the way it's going. And from a technical standpoint, as in watching two fights side by side and thinking who's going to win this one, Carlos Ulberg has such a fucking good jab, and I've seen Dominic Reyes bounce back and forwards into a jab multiple times, even in the Krylov fight. But I will say this: in the Krylov fight, Reyes looked a lot better. He was avoiding exchanges, which is what he needs to do in this fight, because in the pocket, Carlos Ulberg does not flinch. He throws combinations in the exchange chaos, I guess you could say, and yeah. I just think he's going to get rocked and he's going to get dropped and then he's going to get PTSD from his 3-fight losing streak. Come on, Reyes, please get this done. I can already see it. I'm choosing Ulberg, hoping I get this one wrong. I hope I get this one wrong. I want to be wrong, okay? But I just don't see it happening. And I can already know when I go on my phone and the notes after the fucking event, I'm going to have to switch my prediction from 1, even though I didn't want to switch it to, I don't even know what it is, 31? I think it's 31 now I'm on. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I really want it to be fucking 31-31, but it's not going to be that. Anyway, moving on to the co-main event, which is, it's now Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Erslan. Yeah, I don't know what you really want me to say about this fight. Jimmy Crute looks like he's getting better in every fight, kind of, because then you look at his career, because then you look at his, like, who was his last fight? Hang on, let me remind myself. I just watched it. Yeah, his last fight was against Prachnio. He submitted him. Fair enough. Prachnio has no grappling. That was a simple one. I don't know why I didn't choose him, right? But then we go to the Bellator fight, which he should have won as well. But it was a draw. Well, I could see why they call it a draw. But yeah. And then I'm looking before that, 2023. He lost to Alonzo Menifield and then went to a draw with him before then. You know, and it's kind of iffy. But then I look at Erslan, which, let me just get onto Erslan for a second. I'm actively looking at this. Oh, he fought Sterling, who's next on the card too. I forgot about that. And I remember thinking, like, watching that fight, that he didn't really do much. I might choose Avan. I was thinking Jimmy Crute, but I'm going to go with Ivan Erslan. Fuck it, I'm going to go with him. I remember him doing okay against Sterling, which I don't think is going to be that good in the sport. I think he's going to be sort of like 15 level, top 15. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get any better than that. But like, I remember Irvan doing pretty well against him. And let me just do a bit more. Yeah, and before that he fought Kutalaba and lost. So his career's on the line, essentially. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, so he's going to come to this fight. He knows he has to win. Yeah, he's came to the UFC, fought Kutalaba, split decision, lost. Sterling, he lost that via decision. He didn't get knocked out. I thought he got knocked out. And now he's fighting Jimmy Crute. And I don't remember either of these. You know what? Yeah, I'm going with Erslan. I'm trying to convince myself to choose Irvan. I'm choosing her then. Moving on. Jack Jenkins versus Ramon Tavares. Tavares has not been in the cage since he fought. What was it? It's Davy Grant. I swear it was Davy Grant. It was on the same card as Buckley Covington, right? So the last time he fought was that, and he fought, and you know what? He didn't really do much because I had him winning that one just purely off of Davy Grant's inactivity. He did nothing. He didn't even like. I know Davy Grant's good, but like that was disappointing from him. Davy Grant, he's gonna go on he's going on a title run at 40. All right, but Ramon didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And Jack Jenkins is good. Jack Jenkins is really good, and he's moved up now. I've noticed. Davy Grant's the bantamweight, so he's moved up. Maybe that was a reason why he didn't do much. Maybe it's a bad weight cut. Who knows, right? So he's moved up now. He's fighting Jack Jenkins, who was not an easy guy. I know he lost his last fight to Gabriel Santos. That was sad to watch. I thought he was winning that fight too until he got submitted. Man, no, he wasn't winning that fight. I just remembered he was stuck in a triangle for about 2 minutes. That was a bad fight, but he's still good. I love Jack Jenkins. His boxing is great. Not his boxing. His striking in general is just great. I think he's going to be something in the sport. One loss doesn't mean he's shit. He's good. I think Ramon Tavares. I think Jack Jenkins is a lock of the cards. I don't think Ramon Tavares has anything for him. He doesn't have grappling like Gabriel Santos. I think he fought before. So yeah, Jack Jenkins. I think this is a lock. Man. Moving on to the next fight, Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny. Jake Matthews, right. Let me just remind myself on who I'm dealing with here, because I know exactly, because I remember thinking Jake Matthews when this fight got announced. Jake Matthews is definitely winning this fight, but let me just, because I remember him being pretty good. I remember his boxing being pretty decent. Okay, right. He's on a 3-fight winning streak and he lost to Michael Morales via decision. That's really good. He's had some weird, fluky... Yeah, like, the guys he's losing to are the top level guys, like Sean Brady a long time ago, or Michael Morales, who's an underrated dark horse division, the real dark horse, not Shavkat, right? Neil Magny loses to every half decent guy he fights. His striking's pretty, you know what I mean. His grappling's alright, to be fair. I'm choosing Jake Matthews here, man. Jake Matthews is good. I think this is a time for him to get closer rankings. You know, after this he could get like a Bonfim or something. So yeah, I'm gonna go Jake Matthews. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. I don't know why I said losing streak. Yeah, and Neil Magny's on just a losing streak. He's probably the lowest confident he's ever been, if he was ever confident to begin with. You know, right, yeah. Jake Matthews. Moving on to the next fight, which is Justin Tafa versus some random regional fight. They tried to put this fight with the Kurdish guy, I'm sorry, as the core-main event, and why? Why do they push Tafa in our face like this? I don't know who Louis Sutherland is, to be honest. I'm just going to choose Tafa, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is Louis Sutherland. Fucking, this regional guy beats him. I honestly think Tafa has the skill level of a fucking regional guy, and it is heavyweight, so everyone's practically a regional guy, except from the top 5, I guess. You know, Tom Aspinall makes the division look like amateurs, so... Yeah, I'm going to go with Justin Tafa. I don't know if I'm happy with that. I don't know. I've never watched this guy fight, the regional guy, so I'm just going to go with Tafa because I've actually seen him fight. But it wouldn't surprise me if he loses. Tafa's shit. Moving on. Tom Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. I've watched these two side by side. I haven't really got much of an explanation. Charlie Campbell is just better. He's just better. I'm choosing Charlie Campbell. There we go. Moving on to the prelims now. Sterling, the guy I was on about earlier. Sterling versus Bellato. And I'm choosing Sterling. Like when I said I don't think he's that good, I think he's top 15 level, maybe top 20 level. But anyone above him, I think they just all beat the fucking piss out of him. I don't think he's that, like, he's some city kickboxer, and all they do is just tap leg kicks at range. So anyone with half decent boxing is gonna win. And I even think this fight's pretty close because they're both just kickers. He's kind of like Belato's kind of like the more intimidating looking guy out of Pereira. But like Pereira actually scraps and Bellato doesn't and quits. You know, the Oscar winning guy over here. Man, yeah. So yeah, I think they've gave Sterling Bellato, hoping that he'll knock out Bellato, but he hasn't knocked anyone out. He hasn't really got that finishing instinct since he came back. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go with Sterling. I think this is also a lock of the card. Moving on. Who is this? Oh wait, this is the guy that lost to what's his fucking name? Um, that little midget blockhead black guy. The boring guy. Torres Finney, that was his name. Torres Finney, this is the guy who, it's the guy Torres Finney beat ages ago, and he won his most recent fight in the Contender Series. Andrei Petroski, the most boring fighter in UFC history. I think they should just cut him. Win or lose, cut him, get rid of him, get him out the sport. Doesn't deserve to be here. There's fighters who lose, but lose in fascistly, where they just get the way they're just there to be knocked out, and I'd rather watch them than a Petroski fight. Fuck it. You know, I might actually go with Cameron Rouston. I am going with Rouston. I hope he wins. This is the opposite of what I'm doing with the main event. I want Petroski to lose and get cut from the UFC, but actually, I've just realised Petroski's pretty good. Petroski's gonna win, man. A boring decision again. That's what's gonna happen. Petroski via, the typical split decision win. Moving on. Oh, what the fuck? Orban Elliott's on this card. Since when was Orban Elliott on the card? Yeah, right. Anyway, I'm choosing Orban Elliott, but I've got some things to say, right? I like Orban Elliott. You know, he's kind of got the MMA guru stuff going on, and they kind of glaze him. And we need to be honest, right? Orban Elliott, he is good, but he's kind of, the couple fights that he's had in UFC, I swear he was losing them before getting the knockout. And then his last fight, people say it was an ass kicking. It wasn't. Didn't get dominated. He did clearly lose. But yeah, Orban Elliott did well in that fight. I've just watched it. So before the fight, I was like, he's not gonna go far, but he'll be an entertaining fighter on the prelims, for example. But nah, I think Orban Elliott's like, it's weird. It's weird because he doesn't look that good, but he looked good. It's a weird one, So we're gonna go with Orban Elliott. And I'm confident with this one. Moving on, but there again, I've just seen this guy. He's got loads of spots all over his stomach. Nothing saucy at UFC. Nothing saucy here at all. Moving on. Jamie Malarkey. When was the last time this guy fought? Last time this guy fought, they had the OLED Venom shorts. What the fuck? And then we got this guy when was this fight added? But yeah, Jimmy Malarkey, he's got a glass chin, so I'm gonna choose this guy and just hope it goes well because I don't remember this fight even being added to the card. So yeah, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. Ronaldo. Yeah, I'm choosing Ronaldo, Peru guy. Colby Thickness versus Musasa. Colby Thickness is gonna win. I think he had a terrible game plan against Toporia's brother. His name is also Topuria. Just had to make sure that everyone understood it's his brother. Like everyone's doing. Oh, he lost the fight against Toporia's brother. Just say his name is Alexandre Topuria, or just say Topuria. Um, Colby Thickness, he is good, but again, these guys that everyone trains with, they're always like, yeah, this guy's a future champion. He gives me some of the hardest rounds, but it's like, does he though? Like I was watching that, I was like, if this guy gives Volk some of the hardest rounds, do we overrate Volk, does or did he just have a bad performance? So this is how I'm going to see this fight. But I am choosing Kobe Thickness. He is just better than Musasa. But against Taporia, I really want to know why people fight the Taporia brothers with this tapping leg kicks at range. Like people thought like Oliveira's game plan was bad. I think it was better than Volkanovski's game plan. Like it was literally just when the minute I saw that fight and I saw the first minute of Volkanovski versus Tapori like a year ago, I was like, yeah, Tapori's won because he wasn't really inserting himself in the violence, if you get me. Like maybe the Diego one that fought Diego Lopez would give him a much better fight, but you can't just right. I've got good boxing, but because this guy has such elite boxing and is powerful, we're just gonna ignore that and just kick. It's about time before he's just gonna block right hand or he's dead. You know, but I don't know why they fight people like this. But I think Kobe Fitness also had that game plan probably from Volkanovski, trying to set up that head kick that never ever lands. The way he landed it was doing a double kick, Jai Herbert on ages ago on Ilia Taporia. I don't know why we act like it was like, oh yeah, so he stood there and he went in southpaw, he faked the jab right hand and then he head kicked. No, he didn't. He just literally kicked his body and then tapped it and then kicked him off the head. You know, we acting like this. We acting like he just fucking, you know. But yeah, I'm choosing Kobe Thickness. I'm gonna stop with the fucking Ilya van, right? The Ilya Volkanovski van. But I just don't like this style of fighting boxers of just tapping leg kicks and just mixing up the levels. Because you're not gonna win like that. You're just not gonna win like that. I think Volkanovski would do so much better in a rematch if he actually tries to insert himself. Which I don't think he would because he'd be constantly thinking about the knockout. But let's just say like the Volkanovski from 2-3 years ago. But yeah, moving on. Ah, yeah, another regional guy. I'll go with Carolina. This is the last who got knocked out by Molly McCann years ago. So I'm not very thingy about this. But anyway, this was a Dana White's Contender Series fight, and I haven't watched either of them fight. I've looked at the records, and I'm going with Alicia Ensom. Elson. But yeah, that's who I'm going with. And yeah, Elson, I'm not even going to try and act like, yeah, I've watched and the state of the right hand double cross up, and I was like, no, I haven't watched either of these guys fight. But I'm just going to go with Alicia. I remember one of these guys looking like a massive roidhead. So I'm like, I'm just going to go with whoever looks like that roidhead. Yeah, I wish they had pictures and I'll just be like, yeah, that guy. Because this is short notice, they haven't had a drug test, this, that, or the other. So yeah, and obviously there's a plane above my fucking house the minute I hit record. Can you wait? Can you bomb us? Give us 10 minutes and then bomb us, thank you. Right, anyway. Uh, I'm gonna go with Alex. Oh, get ready for the walkout, by the way. It'll take about 15 minutes to get out to the walkout. She just beat Molly McCann. So I'm gonna go with her. She looks pretty good. She has nasty grappling. But yeah, I'm gonna go with this bitch. Anyway, so that's the video. We're all praying for Dominic Reyes' rise to the belt, because I actually think he's a really bad matchup for Ankalaev. I think he could beat Ankalaev, but every time it's the same as Aldo. Aldo was a nightmare matchup for Aljamain Sterling, but they just give a title shot to fucking TJ off a robbery win. But yeah, and then give him a rab so to hold him against the fence and rob him blind. But yeah, this is the video. Like, subscribe, and comment your predictions.